walk to the local coffee shop or to one of the best hiking spots. Tough choices. There aren't a lot of spots in Denver that give you that choice of lifestyle, that quality of lifestyle, but we are standing right in one of those spots. It is a Lone Tree, actually specifically Ridgegate in Lone Tree, and today we're going to be doing a walking tour of this part of town, this area, to see if it is the perfect fit for you. Hey everybody, it's Alyson with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. All right, this amazing spot right over my shoulder is literally on Library Way. What is right across from me that you aren't seeing right now, but we have images and B-roll of, is the Lone Tree Library. So these folks here did generally not buy this for the library and to work here, but it is part of this central walkable area. So most of these properties right here were built in 2017. They are 3 stories tall. They are ultra modern, really fantastic layout inside. Having that 3rd story balcony gives you some really beautiful views. You catch the sunsets really well. They do have some covered parking, though there is a lot of street parking also. That 3rd story living means that they did not build basements in these. So basements out here are really common. We use them a lot for storage. For a lot of people moving here to Colorado, they are not used to basements. They're asking us about the layouts and what do you do with a basement? So it wouldn't be uncommon. And also in urban dwellings, usually no basements or cellars. So this fits really well for a more urban lifestyle. The average price on these 3-story properties runs around $725,000 over the last year. That's why I said most of the people that are buying these, it's not because they're working for the town and for the library. That would generally not be an income that would support living in this ultra modern walkable community. All right, so as I am walking, I am heading straight toward Target, the retail center, Sprouts, Starbucks, Nukes, the Oyster Bar, Snooze. There's so much that is directly straight in front of me, and that is a huge part of what makes this area so popular. In addition to all of the retail, there is so much more than that. We are right around the bend from Charles Schwab and Skyridge Hospital. So for folks who live here, work here, play here, hike here, run here, there is just really no reason to have to leave, especially if you work remote or work remote part-time. You just have really everything you want right here, unless you're heading out to go have dinner, drinks with friends, you're heading out to go skiing, you're headed downtown to do something. It is really a very all-inclusive lifestyle right here. And when I say all-inclusive, I literally mean it. You can go hiking and get a hardcore cardio workout in right at the Bluffs, which is just up the way. So if you want to make your way up there on foot, you can, and it will add quite a bit of workout to the roughly 1.5 mile loop that is the Bluffs. That takes you up high and gives you a full view of the mountains, of the tech center, over all of the suburbs nearby. All right, so I walked about 60 more seconds, but spared you me just chatting to fill the time. I wanted to get over to these 3-story homes that are over my shoulder. These are single family homes. They run about $1.6 to $1.8 million. They are spectacular. They're on open space. They have great views. They were built by a builder who builds a much more high-end product. They're a smaller builder, and they're known for just a higher quality and a more unique home. So if you want something really high end, and it's a little bit more to the east actually, not the west, it's a little quieter, sitting, higher up as you can tell. It's on this open space. The street in front of it is a little more quiet. Now it does have views of primarily Charles Schwab and Skyridge out the front, but out the back, you're getting something totally different since it's facing west out the rear. Again, fully walkable. You are so close to open space. This spot right here is very close to Monk and Mongoose, which is the local ultimate favorite coffee shop. If you are just a Starbucks fan, you do have that very nearby as well. Y'all can see the Bluffs straight ahead. That is not actually a part of the Bluffs that we walk. That is just beautiful to look at. But this is part of why people love to live here. So all of these townhomes you can see over my shoulder across this greenbelt. I'm actually showing them to you across the greenbelt for a reason, because that greenbelt adds so much value and it shows part of the lifestyle, how much open space there is, how much walkable lifestyle there is just for walking the dog, getting out for a walk, getting away from the road noise that is part of being in a more urban setting. Those townhomes are built roughly in 2010, tend to run around 2,800 square feet. They do have basements. They can be as low as $585,000 and can go up to $885,000. Last year, the average price was $740,000 for a roughly average size of about 2,300 to 2,400 square feet. Now, right now we're looking at a berm, but there is so much space behind this berm that runs down between where I am and where those townhomes are. Now, I haven't gone over there because I want to flip around and show you what these homes look like right here. This is a whole other beautiful side of the park, and these are single family homes. Now, you might be guessing already, if they're single family, they are pricey, but they are not as pricey as those newer, bougie, 3-story tall, ultra modern 1.6 to 1.8 million ones I just showed you. These were built right around 2011, run a large up to 4,800 square feet, and the last one that sold for $1.2 million. From here, we would head down the way, down south toward the Lone Tree Rec Center, toward that open space. We'll see a couple more homes, and then I'll give you an orientation to just how close we are to the bluffs, the open space, the trails, and the other part of what makes this area just absolutely so desirable to live in. So, about a 45-second walk from where we just were at those single family homes on the green space, I have arrived at the Lone Tree Rec Center and some open space and parks. There are a lucky few folks who live in townhomes that face this park. How beautiful. These townhomes are built in 2011. They have basements. So there are some places where you can get a basement, have some extra storage. They have the covered parking that is so desirable. Really everything around here does. There's not only street parking for any of these. They run about 1,800 square feet and they're running in the 500s, 600s for most of them. So really reasonable opportunity to get in and be in a walkable lifestyle. So we're getting to what I consider the edge of what is walkable in Ridgegate and Lone Tree, but really we're not so much. Behind me and over my shoulder is what's going to be in the next video, the open space video. I just have to break it down or the videos get too long. But those nice, amazing, big, gorgeous, almost brand new houses over there are really just an extra couple minutes walk if they wanted to walk to all of the great things that we've been walking through here today. And we're going to see the same thing as we head west right onto the open space toward the bluffs. So there is so much around here that all kind of interweaves. The same things with golf course lifestyle. Those folks aren't very far from all of this too, though most of them do drive. It is not as wonderfully walkable as this. All right, we are headed to the west edge, right over towards what is a hop, skip, jump from the trails to the bluffs. So one thing I'm noticing as I'm on this more southern edge of the Lone Tree Ridgegate side is a lot more airplane noise. Now, for most people who would come and want a more urban setting, something that's walkable, where there are more cars, that generally is not something of concern. However, I do find folks who are like, no, I don't like the airplane noise. I want to be able to sit outside, enjoy my deck. I don't want to hear that. So something to think about. Now, our airplane flight paths are pretty narrow. A lot of times if you move a quarter mile one way or another, couple blocks, you don't hear it as much. And I have found that to be true even here this morning, just as I have taken the full lap through the walkable part of Ridgegate, where I started on the north side over by the retail space and the library, much quieter than down here on this south end, which is kind of a bummer because the south end is where all of the open space is and where we enjoy our views and get out to get our peace and quiet. So it's kind of counterintuitive to what we would want as just a community, because this open space that is on the south and west edge is where everybody from around here, Highlands Ranch, Parker, Lone Tree, and people drive in from even farther places to come and enjoy the views and get a good cardio workout. But the flight path does really come right over this. One thing I see that Lone Tree has done really well when they designed Ridgegate and its walkability, which as I've shared before was very intentional on their part, was to create a lot of shade, create a lot of trees, build in a lot of character. I'm going to take a spin right here. We've talked about these. These are the ones that were over my shoulder across the green space, but they have a brownstone look. There's a lot of character to those. They have that old feel. They're not old. They just designed it that way. So the trees too, they make it look so well established. They make it walkable in the summer when we do get really hot here. This year we've only hit the 90s. I don't even know if we hit 100 one day, but there are years we absolutely do hit 100. These beautiful homes over my shoulder belong to Bluffmont, which really isn't getting much more than this mention in the video. Why? Because they, in my mind, belong more to the open space lifestyle than the walkable lifestyle. Really because they butt up right to the Bluffs community. What we're talking about is more of this, the urban lifestyle, the walkable, the I want to live in something that's a little closer to everything. Well, Bluffmont is right across the street, but most of their homes move out over toward the Bluffs, where all of these amazing townhomes right behind me move toward the retail, toward Target, toward the coffee shops. These tri-levels were built in 2005. It's part of why all these trees are so mature on this street, and there is so much character. They are brick, about 1,600 square feet. Being 3 stories, that means they don't have basements. But given their modest size, you also can get in here for a modest price. Not going to be roughly $800,000 or more like those more modern units that are a little bit newer. I thoroughly enjoyed my morning walk around Ridgegate area. If you think this might also be the lifestyle for you and you want to chat more, please reach out. I have lived in the Denver area for more than 25 years now. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So if you think it's a lifestyle for you, let's connect. And I will see y'all next week.